After weeks on weeks of no sleep doing extensive research into the top 100 CDM builds in the world, combining all of my research from all of the best players, I think I have finally found the ultimate CDM build. Yes, that is right, I am back with another top 100 build video. If you're new around here, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and check out the other top 100 builds I've done so far. I have done a top 100 striker build and a top 100 cam build. So we are now moving on to the top 100 CDM build. Okay, so from my research, I've looked at pretty much all the top 100 builds in midfield for CDM. And what was apparent was they all were pretty much a right wing back or right back or left back or left wing back. But so with FIFA, for some reason the CDM build isn't that great. So most people, to get a meta build, use a right wing back. Therefore the stats are much better than a CDM. I'll show you a comparison between the CDM and a right wing back build for you guys who are wondering why not use a CDM. And as you can see, if we go to leaderboards and look at midfield, let me just quickly prove to you why. Go to midfield, you will see barely any CDM builds. You'll see one or two, if any. 1, 2, 3. Three CDM builds I spotted out of the top 100 for midfields and defensive mids. That is one of my main findings from looking at top 100. So basically we're going to choose the right wing back build and I'm going to break down this build for you guys. Most of the good CDM builds tended to be around 6 foot tall, around the 5'8" to 6 foot region. Personally, I think a CDM should be quite tall, so 6 foot is what I would settle for, and around 150 pounds. If we go into athletic, body, if we go more than 152, our stats change. So I'm sticking to around 147 pounds as that's the heaviest of that weight class. So don't go higher than 150. And let's move on to the build. I'm going to break down the build for you guys. For those who play VFL, VPG and you want to be a CDM build, use the build I have done, but just make sure your character is a CDM and it will have, the stats will change a little bit, e.g. the pace will decrease, but it should be pretty similar. I'll just show you a difference between the CDM and this right wing build. So just have a look at the stats right now. So the pace, for example, we've got 87 pace, 84 physical. Dribbling, don't really need to focus on. Shooting, don't need to focus on. And passing, 84. So if we go to CDM, you can see the pace decreases drastically. Physical increases only a tiny bit, but that's not the important physical. Dribbling decreases, and I think for a CDM, dribbling is quite key on this game. And passing increases a little, but that's pretty much it. Overall, right wing back build is much better. So without further ado, let me break down this top 100 CDM build for you guys. Make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe, and go check out my other best builds too. Starting off, stamina. Every build I looked at had mad stamina. 97 stamina I've gone with, which quite a few of the CDM builds on right wing back have. As for a CDM, you're running a lot. You're running back and forth constantly, so you need a lot of stamina. So I've gone with 97 stamina, 88 jumping, because I feel like a CDM should be winning all the in-air challenges, and it's good for crossing. If you're in the box, for example, corners, then you're more likely to win the ball. So we've gone with 88 jumping, 97 stamina, 79 strength. We can't get that much strength, unfortunately, as a right wing back build. 88 reactions and 78 aggression. Moving on to defending, of course we're gonna maximize all our traits on defending. 89 interceptions, so these stats are quite crazy. 89 defense awareness, 84 standing tackle, and 89 slide tackle. So moving on to dribbling. So dribbling, the builds tended to fluctuate a little bit, but what was quite common was that agility was quite key. So make sure to maximize your agility traits, and balance. You want quite a lot of balance, and ball control. As a defender, as any player, ball control is so key. That's just a tip. Use ball control always on all your builds. So we're going for 83 agility, 81 balance. Forget the attacker positioning, that doesn't matter. 96 ball control, 81 dribbling, and I'm not going for any skill moves. As a CDM, you don't need skills. Who are you trying to skill in CDM? You try and skill someone, lose the ball, then you're gonna concede a goal. Skill moves, it's up to you. I mean, the most skill moves I would have as a CDM is 3-star skill moves, but it's entirely up to you. All right, so moving on to passing. Long passing as a CDM is key. Making sure you can get the ball out to attackers is such a valuable trait on this game. You need to have good passing as a CDM, so I've gone with focusing a lot on long pass and a lot on crossing. If your guy has good curving, good crossing, you can find good balls, and yeah, I think that's quite important traits. 75 vision isn't that key. We can't really increase vision, as you can see it's 100%. Crossing 91, long pass 84, short pass 83, and curve 84. So those are pretty good stats for a CDM to have with passing. Shooting, I've gone with nothing. You're a CDM, you don't really need shooting. You've got the bog standard shots, so realistically, if you're good and you're trying to use a top 100 build like this, then you don't need shooting. I mean, when are you really going to be shooting that much other than heading accuracy? But that's already quite decent. These other builds, barely any of them had shooting. Some of them had heading accuracy, that's it, and then a bit of shot power. But we are leaving shooting empty. And if you are trying to argue against this, look at the top 100 builds and look, they do not have shooting. So please don't comment, oh, you got no shooting, how are you going to finish? You don't need shots. You're a CDM, mate. Why do you need shots? Are you shooting? No. That's what I thought. Moving on swiftly to pace. Pace. Of course you need pace. This is Pro Clubs, FIFA 20 we're talking about. If you don't have pace in this game, you're f***ed. I'm joking, that's not necessarily true. But as a CDM, I think pace is quite important. Not that much pace, but to have a decent amount of pace is key. So I've maximized all my traits on pace to give me that advantage. In case my, for example, centre backs slip up, then I can try and chase down the attackers or whatnot. Just to be tall and have pace is a good trait. So yeah, that is what I've put all my traits on, and pretty much an average accumulation of what the top 100 CDM build would look like and what they have put their stats on. So that is pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, make sure to drop a like. You know what, smash the like button please, smash the subscribe button. It has been Simi here, and I hope you found this video useful. I will see you next time. Also, before I go, quickly drop a comment on how this build played for you. I'm interested to see how it works out for you guys, because a lot of you guys have been supporting these builds massively and saying how good they are and how much it's helped you, so I would appreciate any feedback. But yeah.